My name is Margaret. I am 72 years old. And as I grow older, I've learned that sometimes people don't take from you all at once. They do it slowly. A little space, a little time, a little dignity, until one day you realize you are a guest in your own life. This story is about the day I finally understood that lesson. I have one son, Daniel. When he was little, he used to sleep curled against my shoulder, trusting the world because he trusted me. I worked, cooked, cleaned, and did everything I could so he would never feel unsafe. That is what mothers do. We build a life so our children may stand on it. Years passed. He married. Life moved forward. And when he and his wife were expecting their first baby, they told me they were struggling. Rent, bills, doctor visits. I didn't hesitate. I opened my door the way I always opened my heart. "Stay here," I said. "Save your money. Get on your feet." They moved into my home, the house my late husband and I had worked decades to pay off. At first, it felt warm, lively. Noise returned to the rooms that had grown too quiet. I cooked. I folded baby clothes. I listened to nursery plans and baby names. But slowly, things changed. Decisions began to be made without me. Furniture moved. My favorite chair disappeared to make space. And I told myself it was fine. Family adjusts. Houses change. Then one evening, my son and his wife came to me with serious faces. "Mom," my daughter-in-law said carefully, "when the baby comes, we'll need the master bedroom. It's bigger. It's better for the nursery. You can move into the small room down the hall." My heart went still. The master bedroom. My room. The only space in the world that still felt like mine. I swallowed my feelings and asked softly, "Why can't the nursery go in the spare room?" She sighed, as if explaining something obvious. "Because we need space. The baby comes first now." I had spent my whole life putting others first. But this time, it wasn't love. It was entitlement. The next week, I found my clothes packed into boxes, my framed pictures stacked by the wall, my bed already dismantled. They hadn't even waited for me to agree. I stood there quietly in the hallway, holding the edge of a cardboard box, realizing that in my own house, I had become temporary. That night, I lay awake in the small spare room, the one that used to be used for storage. My back ached. My heart ached more. I stared at the ceiling and asked myself a hard question. Is kindness still kindness when it costs you your dignity? The next morning, while they were out, I walked into what used to be my bedroom. The nursery furniture had already arrived. A crib stood where my nightstand once sat. My husband's photograph had been moved aside. I opened the closet and took out a fireproof folder, the one with my house deed, bank papers, legal documents, all in my name. For the first time, I didn't cry. I simply remembered the truth. I owned this home. I paid every bill. I held every document. And somehow, I had forgotten that. That evening at dinner, my son started talking about painting their bedroom. I listened quietly until he finished. Then, I placed the folder gently on the table and said, "This is my house, legally, fully, every room, including the room you moved me out of without asking." Silence. My daughter-in-law's fork froze in midair. My son blinked. I wasn't angry. I was simply done being invisible. "I love you, and I will always help you, but I will not be pushed aside in my own home. If you need more space, then it may be time for you to find your own place." No shouting, no threats, just truth. For the first time in many months, I saw my son really look at me, not as a convenient answer to his problems, but as his mother, as a person. A tear slipped down his cheek. "Mom, I didn't realize. I'm so sorry." We talked all night, truly talked, about respect, boundaries, gratitude, love, and how easy it is to take advantage of someone who never complains. They moved the nursery into the spare room. They apologized. They listened. And I learned something too. Love should never require you to disappear. So if you are listening to my story right now, and you feel slowly pushed aside, and you wonder if your feelings still matter, please remember, kindness without boundaries becomes permission, and your dignity is worth protecting, even if your voice trembles when you say, "No more." And that is my story.